Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews, and today we are back with our very first chance to check out a brand new Mattel Jurassic World line. As you can see, we've got our very first Crushivores figure, and I'm really quite intrigued to check this out. You can see we definitely have some neat looking box art for it. It's got like a really cool little, of course, like the handle to hang it from, but you can pick it up like that. And you can also see a leg coming down and a foot just stomping all over some sort of a cage or something. I'm not too sure. But again, obviously the Crushivores name, it's crushing it. That makes sense. You can see a little sneak peek over here of everything basically that you have going on in the set. Another shot over here of one of the toes. And then again, same thing on the opposite side. And then if you take a look here at the back, you can see Series 1 includes a T-Rex, a Triceratops, and a Dilophosaurus. I don't know for sure what one is included here, as the listing on Amazon didn't really tell me, and I don't know that there's a way to tell quite yet. I mean, maybe there's some sort of number on here, similar like maybe this number down here tells me, but I'm not 100% sure quite yet. But regardless, I am sure that I want to check this out, so let's pop it open and do just that. So first of all, we can pop the box open here from the top, and then we've got all of the contents here that we'll have to pull out, get out of here. Let's bring everything out. So there we go. And I love the fact that, well, first of all, we can see we got the Dilophosaurus, but I love the fact that once you open this, you have almost like a little slime sort of area, almost like what looks to be like a lab or something that we have going on. We also have our little Dilophosaurus held within, and we also have the crate inside this little box over here, as well as maybe the shovel is in here. I'm not too sure. We're going to go ahead and pop this stuff all out of here. We'll see if we can get the box. Looks like the box you just press out. Yep, so it comes out of there. And then this, I guess we'd have to cut off because it's taped. So we definitely have the shovel in there. That's what was contained within that little bag. Then we obviously have our crate here, which we can take the top off. There we go. The top off of the crate. And then within the crate, we have ourselves this interesting sand, as well as a bone in here as well. And I think the gimmick is basically you put the sand on the bone to make it look like it's meat, and then you feed it to the Dilophosaurus in this case. And then obviously our Dilophosaurus. I do think this is really cool and almost worth the price of admission just to have the dinosaur in here. I kind of don't even want to take it out. I'm obviously going to, but I really would not mind keeping it in here. And hopefully, once I do take it out, I don't know exactly what kind of slime we have going on here. It would be nice if I could actually get it back in and keep it in there. Let me just open the lid here and get the top off of it, because there's like a little plastic on top. So unfortunately, I can tell you straight away it doesn't look like we're going to get to keep him in there. So if you want your Dilophosaurus in the slime, you're not going to be able to get the Dilophosaurus out, because you won't be able to return it, because as it appears, you can see once I press into this, it's like a gelatin sort of thing that we have going on in here, which I wasn't prepared for. I have nothing on my review station to kind of keep this from being a mess, so I'm going to remove the Dilophosaurus here out of screen just for a moment to get it out of there. So I ended up just grabbing a piece of cardboard that we can use to kind of set that down and dig out our Dilophosaurus, so you can kind of see it, how we do this. So we have to just keep digging all of this stuff out. We can see the Dilophosaurus is starting to appear. Let's see if we could just pull it out now at this point. There, we just dropped it right out of there. And there we go. We have our adorable little Dilophosaurus here. Man, he's so small. So there is a very good chance that we're still going to see some of that, you know, jelly gook stuff on our Dilophosaurus, but get a nice closer look at him quick. I don't feel like we need an appropriate closer look with the better light and stuff. I feel like this is probably good enough, because overall, the figure basically just looks like a Snap Squad Dilophosaurus, just at a way smaller size. There is some decent paintwork for it, though, which is nice. You can see we've got an orange eye with a black pupil. We've got a nice greenish tone for the body. You've got like a reddish brown moving along the side of the frill here. You also have more of that running down along the back. And then, of course, the teeth are painted. If you look on the inside of the mouth, you can see a pinkish tone for the inside of the mouth as well. So it pretty much has the same type of paintwork you would see on a Snap Squad. Actually, the teeth on the lower jaw are unpainted, which is a little bit of a bummer. So it's close to what you would see when it comes to a Snap Squad figure, but maybe a little lacking. However, again, you can see it's super tiny. It absolutely could still do the Snap Squad gimmick, though. It overall is a Snap Squad figure, just way smaller. You've got the little handle back here to open the mouth and everything, and, you know, it's pretty much the same thing, just we don't have the dangling effect because there isn't any articulation in the legs, arms, or the tail or anything like that you would normally have for a Snap Squad figure. And yes, I know the whole gimmick with the Crushivore. I was supposed to crush the, cryo sludge, I think it's called. That the dinosaur was contained within. I was supposed to crush it so that the dinosaur breaks out. I really didn't feel like getting covered in that stuff right now. I'm never a big fan of the slime that's included with the Captives figures or, slime that would be included with the Mattel figure that we have here. Again, in this case, it's cryo sludge. So I chose to extract our Dilophosaurus by digging him up, which is the way a paleontologist would do it, I think. But then we also have what I think is called primal sand. I've released it here into our crate. We also have the top of the lid. Now, the lid does have this little spot that basically looks like a piece of meat, and what you're supposed to do, I believe, is you take your bone, you put the bone here. Actually, maybe I was supposed to put some of that in first. So we'll dig some of our stuff here, our primal sand out, put it in there. Then we're going to take our little bone here and we're going to push that down into the sand. And then I'm actually going to get a little bit more sand if I remember where I put my shovel. Then I'm going to put it over top. I'm certainly not making the best meat that I've ever seen. So I did a horrible job of creating my, I guess it's like a chicken leg or something, I don't know. But I did a terrible job of doing that. I'll have to work on that, I guess. And then we take your Crushivore dinosaur who grabs a hold of some of the meat and he tears it off, basically. And I don't know if the camera focused for it correctly. We'll do it again. Now he tore it all off. Now we're left with just the bone. And obviously our dinosaur is having a good old time here with the primal sand or chicken or meat of whatever the heck you want to call it in his mouth. Now, the sand is basically kinetic sand. If you are familiar with what kinetic sand is, that's pretty much all that the sand is, even though it's called primal sand here. It is, in fact, just basically kinetic sand. So we're going to go ahead and throw all of this sand back in. I don't mind getting a little of this here on the review station because it's actually a very easy cleanup. Now to show you size-wise the difference between the Crushivore and a Snap Squad, and we actually have the Snap Squad that is colored the same way as our Crushivore, you can see that obviously the Snap Squad is much larger than our Crushivore. The Crushivore is actually really quite tiny. To show you how tiny, for a size, height-wise, you are looking at about 1.25 inches or 3 centimeters, maybe a hair over, and I mean like a hair over 3 centimeters in height. So it's obviously a very small figure. For another size comparison, there is Mr. Papo T-Rex, the Attack Pack Dilophosaurus, Robert Muldoon, and the Collect A human being next to our Crushivore set. And you can see very, very much so how small this is, as the Dilophosaurus is even shorter than our Collect A human being figure there. So if you are coming into these with the hopes of them being similarly sized to the Snap Squads or pop-ups, definitely don't do that. They are way, way smaller. And honestly, I don't really think that there's much else that we need to say about this. It's a very interesting little gimmick that we have going on, a little gimmick toy, something a little bit different, so I can say Mattel has done at least a decent job of coming up with something, again, that's a little bit different from the stuff that they've released in the past, while at the same time almost resurrecting the Snap Squads, which a lot of us have actually been asking for quite some time. So we kind of have like Snap Squad's version 2 in a much smaller size range. Again, if you are interested in grabbing some of these, I will include a link in the description to where I purchased mine from on Amazon.com, where you can head on over there and grab yourself one. Again, I don't know if these are showing up in stores at all, and obviously if you're buying it from Amazon, there's no real way to tell what one you're going to get, but you can again head to the link to purchase it from the description below. They're about $10. A little pricey for something like this, but they're at least kind of fun. So make sure you check that link, go grab this if you are interested, and like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.